What if the reason you feel exhausted, bloated, foggy, and older than you should isn't your age, your genes, or bad luck? What if something you did 3 hours ago is slowly destroying your body? Here we have 21 everyday habits billions of people do without thinking and are quietly destroying the body from the inside. Some of them are so common, your doctor probably does them too. And number 10 on this list? It's something millions of health-conscious people do every single morning, believing it's helping their energy when it may be doing the exact opposite. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your daily routine the same way again. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people trying to be healthy are still doing damage. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, but because the habits doing the most harm look completely harmless. You shower, you eat breakfast, you sit at your desk, you check your phone before bed, you even try to get to bed early. All it feels fine, normal, maybe even responsible. But your body is keeping score. Chronic inflammation, hormonal disruption, gut damage, brain fog, early cellular aging. These aren't random. They have triggers. And most of those triggers are hiding in your daily routine. The worst part? These aren't just long-term problems. Some of these habits are damaging you right now as you sit and watch this. We're going through all 21, and I'm not just going to list them. I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing inside your body. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I'll be dropping 10 facts along the way that even people who obsess over health have probably never heard. But that's not even the craziest part. The last habit on this list is the one almost nobody talks about. And it might be the most dangerous of all. Let's get into it. 1. Sitting for more than 30 minutes without moving. Let's start small, because the damage here is anything but small. The moment you sit down, the electrical activity in your leg muscles shuts off almost completely. Your calorie burn drops to about 1 calorie per minute. Your insulin effectiveness drops within 24 hours of prolonged sitting. Now here's the surprising part. Sitting for more than 8 hours a day raises your risk of dying even if you exercise regularly. Researchers call it active couch potato syndrome. You can go to the gym every day and still be at serious risk if the rest of your day is spent sitting. Sitting compresses the discs in your spine, tightens your hip flexors, and reduces blood flow to your brain. The simple fix? Set a timer. Move every 25 minutes. Even 2 minutes of walking resets your body's response. 2. Eating too fast. Your stomach doesn't signal fullness instantly. There's a 20-minute delay between when you're actually full and when your brain gets the message. So if you eat fast, which most people in the modern world do, you consistently overeat every single meal. But the damage goes deeper than weight. Eating fast means food isn't broken down properly. Undigested chunks of food reach your gut, feeding the wrong bacteria, triggering bloating, gas, and inflammation. Chewing each bite just 10 extra times can reduce calorie absorption by up to 12%. Your mouth is actually your first digestive organ, and most people completely skip this step. 3. Using your phone within the first 10 minutes of waking up. When you open your eyes in the morning, your brain is in a naturally calm, creative state. This is when your brain is at its most open. The moment you check your phone, you flood your system with cortisol, dopamine spikes, and anxiety-inducing information. You hijack your own morning. Over time, this rewires your brain to wake up in a state of reactivity instead of clarity. People who do this consistently report higher anxiety, shorter attention spans, and more reactive behavior throughout the day. And here's the twist. Most people who do this believe they're being productive. But no, they're not. They're starting their day in stress mode. 4. Living in low light or avoiding natural sunlight. Sunlight is not optional. Your body runs on a circadian clock that requires light signals to function correctly. Without morning sunlight, your body produces melatonin at the wrong time, disrupting sleep cycles. Vitamin D levels drop, weakening immunity, worsening mood, and increasing inflammation. Your serotonin production slows, raising the risk of depression. Most people in modern environments get almost zero direct morning light, and then wonder why they can't sleep at night. 5. Poor sleep consistency. Most people think sleep is about how many hours you get, but your body disagrees. Your brain runs on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, and that clock doesn't just care how long you sleep. It cares when you sleep. Going to bed at 10 p.m. one night, midnight the next, and 2 a.m. on weekends creates what sleep researchers call social jet lag. Your body experiences it similarly to constantly flying across time zones. Even if you get 8 hours of sleep, Inconsistent sleep schedules disrupt hormone production, impair memory formation, increase hunger hormones, and reduce insulin sensitivity. Here is the surprising part. Studies have found that people with irregular sleep schedules have higher risks of obesity, heart disease, depression, and metabolic disorders, even when their total sleep duration is similar to people with consistent schedules. Your body can recover from one bad night. What it struggles to recover from is never knowing when bedtime actually is. The fix is simple. Wake up at roughly the same time every day, including weekends. Consistency is often more important than perfection. 6. Eating late at night. Your body does not process food the same way at midnight that it does at noon. As the evening approaches, insulin sensitivity naturally declines. That means your body becomes less efficient at handling sugar and calories as the night goes on. Yet millions of people consume their largest meal just a few hours before bed. The result is a collision between digestion and recovery. Instead of focusing on cellular repair, hormone regulation, and deep sleep, your body is forced to process a heavy load of food while you're trying to rest. Research has linked late-night eating to weight gain, poorer blood sugar control, increased acid reflux, and disrupted sleep quality. And here's the twist. People who eat late often consume significantly more calories overall without realizing it. Not because they're hungry, but because fatigue weakens self-control and amplifies cravings. Your digestive system was designed to slow down at night. Most people are forcing it to work overtime. The simplest solution is to finish your last major meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed whenever possible. 7. Skipping breakfast or eating the wrong one. This one is controversial, and that's exactly why it needs to be said carefully. Skipping breakfast can work for some people, but eating a high-sugar breakfast is worse than skipping entirely. Toast, cereal, fruit juice, sweetened yogurt, these spike your blood sugar violently in the morning, then crash it by 10 a.m., leaving you exhausted, unfocused, and craving more sugar. That cycle, repeated daily for years, silently damages your pancreas, disrupts insulin sensitivity, and accelerates metabolic disease. Protein in the morning stabilizes everything. It's not complicated, but most people still reach for the cereal box. 8. Constant snacking throughout the day. Most people think they're helping their metabolism by eating constantly. In reality, they may be preventing their body from ever getting a break. Every time you eat, even a small snack, your insulin levels rise. Your digestive system activates. Your body shifts into food processing mode. Now, imagine doing that every hour. A handful of chips, a protein bar, a cookie, a few bites of something while walking through the kitchen. The body never fully finishes one digestive cycle before another begins. Recent research suggests that constant grazing may contribute to insulin resistance, increased hunger signals, and poor appetite regulation in some individuals. But the biggest problem is psychological. Frequent snacking teaches your brain to expect constant stimulation and constant reward. Hunger becomes something to avoid rather than a normal biological signal. Here is a fact most people never hear. Many people are not eating because they're hungry. They're eating because they're bored, stressed, distracted, or simply because food is nearby. Your body was built to handle periods without food. Most modern humans never give it the chance. 9. Breathing through your mouth. This one is quietly wrecking millions of people, and almost nobody knows it. Here is a surprising fact. Mouth breathing at night lowers oxygen delivery to your brain by up to 20% compared to nasal breathing. It raises stress hormones, disrupts sleep architecture, and contributes to anxiety and ADHD symptoms, especially in children. A Stanford study showed that deliberately worsening nasal breathing for just 10 days caused snoring, sleep apnea, and mood deterioration in otherwise healthy adults. Your nose filters, humidifies, and pressurizes the air. Your mouth does none of that. Chronic mouth breathers get worse sleep, worse focus, worse dental health, and higher blood pressure, often without ever knowing the cause. Quick question. Out of everything we've covered so far, which habit surprised you the most? Drop the number in the comments. And if you're realizing you've been doing several of these every day, hit subscribe. Because the next habits are the ones people do believing they're healthy. And that's where things get really interesting. 10. Drinking coffee within the first 90 minutes of waking. This is the one I mentioned at the beginning. And yes, this one surprises even the most health-conscious people. Here's what you need to know. Your cortisol naturally peaks 30 to 45 minutes after waking as part of the cortisol awakening response. Drinking caffeine during this window doesn't give you a real energy boost. It just adds artificial stimulation on top of existing stimulation. The result? Caffeine tolerance builds faster. Your natural cortisol production weakens over time, and you become more dependent on coffee to feel normal. Here's a simple hack. Waiting 90 to 120 minutes before your first coffee completely changes how effective it is and protects your body's own energy systems. Your morning coffee isn't energizing you. It's borrowing from tomorrow. 11. Using artificial sweeteners as a healthy replacement. Diet soda, sugar-free gum, artificially sweetened protein bars. They all feel like smart choices. But research published in Nature found that artificial sweeteners disrupt your gut microbiome within days. They reduce the diversity of gut bacteria and actually impair glucose tolerance, meaning they make your blood sugar regulation worse, not better. Saccharin and sucralose were found to raise blood sugar more in some people than actual table sugar. The sweet taste without calories confuses your insulin response, causing your body to store more of everything you eat afterward. This is the trap. You think you're being disciplined. Your body disagrees completely. 12. Eating ultra-processed foods in moderation. The phrase, everything in moderation, is one of the most dangerous ideas in nutrition. Ultra-processed foods are engineered to override your satiety signals. They are specifically designed to make you eat more than you intend to. Moderation is nearly impossible because these foods are built to destroy moderation. A 2019 study by the National Institutes of Health found that people given unlimited access to ultra-processed foods ate 500 extra calories per day compared to those eating whole foods even when the macros were matched. That's what makes ultra-processed foods so dangerous. The problem isn't just the calories. The problem is that they change the signals your brain uses to decide when you've had enough. In other words, the food isn't just feeding your body. It's influencing your behavior. 13. Using screens within 1 hour of bedtime. You already know this one, but knowing it and doing something about it are different things. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production by up to 50%. But the bigger problem isn't just the light. It's the mental stimulation. Scrolling social media, reading news, responding to messages. All of these keep your prefrontal cortex active when it needs to be winding down. Just one night of poor sleep reduces your brain's ability to clear beta amyloid, the protein associated with Alzheimer's disease. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It may literally be contributing to long-term neurodegenerative risk. And the research shows screens are the #1 reason people in modern societies are consistently getting less sleep than their biology requires. 14. Suppressing stress without processing it. Stress isn't a problem. Trapped stress is. When you swallow stress, ignore it, or power through it without releasing it, cortisol stays elevated. Chronically elevated cortisol breaks down muscle tissue, stores fat around the organs, suppresses immune function, and shrinks the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. People who regularly vent, journal, exercise, breathe deeply, or cry actually live longer. Those are not weak behaviors. They are biological necessities. 15. Social media overconsumption. This may be the most psychologically destructive habit on this entire list. Every swipe, notification, like, and new piece of content triggers small bursts of dopamine inside the brain. Dopamine isn't the reward chemical. It's the pursuit chemical. It keeps you searching for the next thing. The problem is that social media delivers novelty faster than anything the human brain evolved to handle. Thousands of opinions, hundreds of faces, endless news, constant comparison, all before breakfast. Researchers have linked excessive social media use to higher rates of anxiety, depression, attention problems, poor sleep quality, and reduced life satisfaction. But the most damaging effect may be the one people rarely notice. Your attention span begins to fragment. Activities that once felt enjoyable, reading a book, having a conversation, working on a project, start feeling unusually difficult because they cannot compete with the speed of digital stimulation. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people no longer decide when they want information. Algorithms decide when they get it. Your brain was never designed to process hundreds of emotional triggers every single day. Yet millions of people willingly expose themselves to exactly that. The result is a nervous system that is constantly stimulated but rarely satisfied. 16. Neglecting oral health. Most people think bad teeth are a dental problem. Scientists now think it's a whole body problem. The bacteria responsible for gum disease, Porphyromonas gingivalis, has been found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients, in arterial plaque of heart disease patients, and in the joints of people with rheumatoid arthritis. Chronic gum disease doubles your risk of cardiovascular disease, increases your risk of diabetes complications, and it can cross the blood-brain barrier. Flossing is not optional maintenance. It is disease prevention. 17. Using NSAIDs like ibuprofen regularly. Got a headache? Take ibuprofen. Sore muscles? Ibuprofen. Cramps? Ibuprofen. Most people treat ibuprofen like candy, and the gut is paying the price. Regular NSAID use erodes the gut lining, causing tiny perforations called leaky gut. These micro-tears allow food particles and bacteria to enter the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation linked to autoimmune disease, brain fog, and skin conditions. And most people doing this have no idea. NSAIDs also suppress muscle repair and blunt training adaptations. If you take them after every workout, you may actually be reducing your progress. 18. Never spending time in nature. This isn't a lifestyle preference. It's a biological need. Studies from Japan on Shinrin-yoku forest bathing show that spending 20 minutes in natural environments measurably lowers cortisol, blood pressure, and inflammation markers. Phytoncides, the airborne compounds released by trees, boost natural killer cell activity in the immune system. People who live in areas with more green space live longer, have better mental health, and lower rates of heart disease. Urban environments are beautiful, but they were not built for human biology. 19. Never strength training. Cardio is not enough. This isn't opinional. This is biology. After the age of 30, you lose 3 to 8% of your muscle mass per decade if you don't actively fight it. Muscle isn't just for looking good. It's the primary site for glucose disposal in your body. Muscle mass is now considered one of the strongest predictors of longevity, stronger than body weight, cholesterol, or blood pressure in some studies. People with higher muscle mass live longer and have dramatically lower rates of metabolic disease. The research calls this muscle as a longevity organ. Here's the frightening part. The loss of muscle is one of the biggest reasons people lose independence as they age. It's not a disease or injury. The ability to carry groceries, climb stairs, get off the floor, and live without assistance often comes down to one thing: muscle. And if you don't actively build it, your body slowly takes it away. But physical strength isn't the only thing that keeps people alive longer. 20. Living without social connection. Loneliness has been declared a global public health epidemic, and not just because it makes people feel sad. Chronic loneliness raises cortisol levels, increases inflammation, weakens immunity, disrupts sleep, and accelerates cellular aging. The hard truth: loneliness is as physically damaging as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Harvard's 85-year longitudinal study on adult development, the longest-running study on human happiness, found that the single strongest predictor of health and longevity wasn't diet, exercise, or genetics. It was the quality of your relationships. Not followers, not connections. Actual deep, trusting human relationships. 21.